But they were talking about like that money mindset, right? He's like, can you imagine Donald Trump only having several $1,000,000, right?
Yeah.
Like he would feel like he's broke. So I think part
Yeah.
of that piece too, it's yes, not saying I can't afford it, but how can I afford it? And then also like what does like changing our mindset around money of what is possible, right? I think we put this
Where's your
cap on
thermostat at?
ourselves. Yeah,
Where's
exactly.
your thermostat? And that's the thing. I love that book. And FYI, folks, we do a book club every Wednesday. It's at 1:00 Eastern, noon. If you want to join us, we'll post the link down below. But it's open to everybody, and we read different books. You can do Audible or whatever the case, and we have people that join us just to listen in. We have people that join into the conversation. We don't get anything political. We don't do anything like that. It's just straight up trying to learn about money. But you're more than welcome to join us. But that's the thing. It's that mindset of, okay, how can I afford it? Let me go, look for an affiliate program. There's a ton of affiliates out there. You can find them. Now, don't get me wrong, do your homework, right? Don't just trust the first one that pops up, because there are scams on the internet and on TikTok and social media. I don't know if you knew that or not. But check that out. And I've got one lady actually reached out to her yesterday to see if we can do an interview on our podcast, because we do a podcast as well. And I think that would be a good ad, but it's really coming back to that. Where are you at mentally, as far as, are you okay with being a victim, or are you ready to knuckle up and fight for the life you want? And you don't have to get aggressive about it. You don't have to get, abrasive about it, but just understanding that nobody owes you anything. You've got to figure it out. But there are a lot of people like Wendy, myself, the channel we do here, and others that want to help you get there. Do your homework, do your due diligence. Don't just blindly trust and throw money at something thinking that's going to be the end all and do all. You got to look at what's called your return on investment, which we're going to talk about college next time, and the return on investment there. But it's one of those things that, really taking that accountability and looking at, okay, well, if I want to buy a house, I can't afford it on my own. Okay, let's bring some people in to help pay for it. Well, they're not just going to, oh, yeah, let me help you pay for your house. They're going to want to exchange it for rent and things like that. They're going to live in one of the rooms or whatever. And there's a process you follow for all of that. Or, hey, I want to be able to put money away to pay off my bills, to go out and start saving for, wealth building, retirement, stuff like that. Okay, well, I can't afford it. It's so tight right now. Well, how can you afford it? That's the question. Mm-hmm. How can I afford it? Let me go get plugged in with some affiliate programs. Right? There's a ton of them out there. Let me go do a side gig, a side hustle. And I'm not talking, getting a night job at the grocery store where they're paying you an hourly, although that's a possibility. But looking to take what you love to do, figure out what you love to do, what your gifts are, what you get excited about, and see if there's an affiliate program out there attached to it.
Yep.
I know you work with a lot of people, Wendy, that, work different businesses, network marketing, things like that, just for a few extra bucks, $400 or $500.
Yeah. I mean, and I've heard this through the years, and I've found it to be true. An extra $500 a month for families can make a huge difference, right? When they're intentional with their money. And yeah, I mean, network marketing, it's fairly simple to share something you love and make an extra $500 a month, and there's so many different ways. I talk about, monetizing your genius. Like you said, find that thing you're good at, find a way to make money doing it. I mean, I read a story about a teacher years ago who, felt maxed out, right? I can only teach and get a certain salary. What can I do outside of that? Started a YouTube channel to teach English to kids in a different country and that spoke a different language as their first language, and built this YouTube channel, and then did private lessons and wound up being a multimillionaire. There's so many.
I mean, that's just so many one things. Example. Yeah. Everybody's like, well, that's not for me. I can't do that. Well, okay, so go find something else. So, to kind of close out here, because we're coming up on our time, number one, stop saying I can't afford it. You've got to change your mindset to how can I afford it? How can I make this happen? Because in the end, it's all up to you, right? Don't think that living in your basement when you're 40 is cool. It's not. Okay. Or your parents' basement, excuse me. And that's one of the things that I know it's temporary. There's some temporary, probably just triggered some people, right? I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about the people I'm talking about that never want to leave because they think they can't afford life out there. You know what? I know Southern California is expensive. Maybe look somewhere else. I know living downtown in a cool condo is expensive. Maybe start somewhere else or live somewhere else and work towards that. And start encouraging, or encourage you to read. Start getting stuff. Rich Dad Poor Dad. I read that book, changed my life. I read it when it first came out. I read multiple books since then. That's why I started a book club to help other people just like you kind of expand your mindset around money. So number one, change your point of view, change your perspective, change your mindset from I can't afford it to how can I make this happen. Okay. Number two, you got to get real intentional about your money. We talked about building a budget, or I like to call it a spending plan as winning, because I plan on spending some today as well as spending tomorrow, but I'm going to be intentional with every single dollar I have. Number three, ask yourself, are the purchases you're doing today, is that really making you wealthy? Is it moving you closer to your financial goals or further away? And what I'm talking about, if you're not brown bagging your lunch, if you're eating lunch out every day because you want to be cool, you're just freaking lazy, stop it. Okay. If you're out there going to Starbucks and spending $5 for a cup of coffee, I'm sorry, there is no damn cup of coffee worth $5 in the United States. It just doesn't happen. Right? Every once in a while, go have fun, go plan it, go spend it, right? But if you're doing that every day, is that the highest and best use of your money? So get intentional about your money. And number three, just start making it happen. Take action, baby steps. Get around like-minded people. Change the people you're currently around, and really start getting around with people that see the possibility, that are the optimists out there, that don't look at a negative lifestyle. If you've got friends being negative around you, that's nothing but a dark negative cloud around you in your life. Get away from it. Cut them loose. Right? I don't care if it's family, friends, whatever. I'm not saying hate them and block them and don't talk to them ever, but get away from that on a daily basis.